Good morning, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be going over the day 2 of the wild card, and believe it or not, there is going to be no day 3. All the teams finished their series yesterday, so every team had a sweep. Of course, been getting an earful in the comments of my prediction video. I went a little bit out on a limb. People are going to call it bias. I'm going to call it meh. I kind of saw it happening. But the Jays being eliminated, people just loving it. They're loving it in the comments. I must have got 8 comments after the elimination. People coming back, chirping. That's okay. That doesn't hurt me one bit. But guys, we're going to jump into it. There was 4 games last night. Just going to do a quick review of what happened around there and talk about who is playing who in the next round. Things started off, and I think this got the trend going. Texas 7-1 over the Rays. So they just pretty much handled the Rays. I think overall the scores in the 2 games were 11-2. Rays couldn't get much offense going. I know my big concern coming into this series was Texas's pitching, but with Eovaldi and Montgomery being their 2 starters, they took care of business and they did very well. This team is posed to make a big threat. I think they're going to be playing over there against Baltimore. It's going to be a great series. I think they're going to match up pretty well. It's going to be some pitching in there. There's going to be some bats in there. We're going to see who comes out on top of that one. I'm going to do a prediction video because we're not going to have games for 2 days. Guys, in this game, Rangers broke the game open in the 4th inning there. Garcia really kicking things off with a home run with no out. Got the ball rolling, getting a 1-0 lead. And the Rangers didn't really look back from there. Some highlights there. Carter hits his first home run of the postseason as well. He had a great series, as you can see here. Batting .750 at another game with 1 hit, 2 RBIs, had a walk. Seager, he did all right. And pretty much Jung had a pretty good game. 3 hits, 2 runs in there. So that's pretty ballin' Jung with a triple as well. On the other side, like the Rays got 8 hits and they just couldn't seem to put much together after that. Eflin did not have the greatest of outings that you would want from him. 5 innings pitched, 5 runs given up, 4 of them earned, giving up 2 home runs. Just overall, the offense of Texas was too much for this pitching of Tampa. Of course, a little bit of depth problems there with Tampa. But guys, these are 3-game series. In a 3-game series, anything can happen. So that's pretty much what we saw a lot, and we'll get to some other stuff in a moment. This one is the one that hits you right in the feels, at least if you're a Jays fan. 2-0 for the Minnesota Twins. I was gonna have a stat ready, but I can't quite. I didn't open it, but the Jays in the Bo Bichette and Vladdy era are 0-6. They have 11 runs. This is going off the top of my head right now. They have 11 runs scored in those 6 games. And as we know, it might be 13. 13 makes more sense. And as we know, they got 8 runs in that one game against Seattle last year where they also blew a 7-run lead in that game. So other than that, they have 5 games, and I think 5 runs scored. The Jays offense just doesn't seem to show up in the postseason. I know I took some heat as well. I said the Jays experience was going to get them through. When they met Houston, maybe I needed to talk about their experience as being bad because their experience has not been great. I really thought this was a turning point. The Jays team should do better, but I got to give props to the Twins here. They pitched an amazing series. They got the timely hits when it mattered. In this game, there's going to be a lot of talk today about 2 major issues with the Jays. One, Berrios was dealing. He was in there for 3 innings only, and then they yanked him out and brought in Kikuchi after he gave up 1 walk in the 4th. The issue with this, of course, is we knew how Berrios was pitching. He was pitching great. And then Kikuchi, of course, not coming in from the bullpen all season long, really, and he's coming in there. Apparently, this was the plan the whole time. They have Kikuchi coming in to deal with all the lefties. But sure enough, they load the bases before anything gets going, and that's where the Twins score the 2 runs, and those are the 2 that count. Another key point here is you can see the Blue Jays had 9 hits today. One of the key moments came, I think it was the 7th, it might have been the 8th, but 2 on, 2 out. We got Vladdy on second, and we have Springer, I think, was on first, or third, I mean. And Bo Bichette at the plate, 2-2 count, and Vladdy gets picked off at second base to end the inning. Just absolutely terrible base running, whatever you want to call it. That just led to the downfall. You just felt the Jays fans crack at that point. But again, props to the Twins. Scoring when it mattered. Polanco, nice 2-hit night. Correa, he had 2 hits. He batted .429 in this series, 2-game series, of course. And again, the props to this Twins pitching. Sonny Gray went 5, gave up 5 hits, 6 Ks, but 0 earned runs, and that's the key number. And the bullpen comes in and gets it done back-to-back nights for the Twins. Everyone getting their holds in there, and Duran comes in and strikes out the side in the 9th to put the Jays out of their misery. So Twins going to go on to the Astros. That's going to be a pretty interesting series as well. 5-game set. It's going to be a little different for the Twins, of course, but they still have some pitching to go. Next up, Diamondbacks 5, Brewers 2, and I think this might have been the biggest upset of the first round. D-backs had that big steal yesterday, and then they send out Gallen today to try to get done. The Brewers, again, get a lead in the first inning and just could not hold it. Canna gets a 3-hit night for the Brewers. Yelich, 3-hit night for the Brewers. That top of the lineup delivering, but as you can see here, the bottom of the lineup just not getting anything done whatsoever. Of course, these are a couple pinch hitters, but Donaldson, Ofer, we got Twang, Ofer, all the pinch hitters, Ofer, Taylor, Ofer, just not good enough to get it done. Definitely against a guy like Gallen. On the other side, Carroll had a monster series. He had another 2-hit night in there, another double in there. And the Diamondbacks, it all started pretty much with a Thomas home run in that 5th inning. Peralta was almost out of the 5th inning without giving up any runs, and he gives up 1 home run with 2 outs. So they do march him back out for the 6th after that, and that's when the wheels fell off, and there was just nothing else after that. Brewers couldn't get any offensive going, but Peralta went 5 innings, 4 earned runs. He went out there for that 6th inning. Of course, Gallen, he went full 6, quality start, 2 earned runs, and then the bullpen comes in there, and Sewald gets his 2nd save of the postseason. Diamondbacks going to be going on to face off division rivals. Talked about it pretty much all season. The Central is out, and we did talk about them being one of the weakest divisions in the NL, of course. Moving on, we have the Phillies. They just pretty much took care of business in this series. Gotta be pretty worried. They do have a matchup now against the Atlanta Braves. I have that circle. That's going to be an epic match. 5-game series between those two teams. They've played each other so much, of course. They always match up super well. Phillies had a little bit of a slow start, but they came on right near the end of the season. But let's just talk about this quickly. Phillies got out to a 2-0 lead, added one on in the 4th, and then really blew it open in the 6th. We saw Realmuto hit his first home run in that 4th inning of the offseason. Stott, he had that grand slam in that 6th inning that really just cemented the win for them. He had a monster night as well. Trey Turner, 2-hit night. He batted .571 in this series. Reyes, top MVP of the Marlins, had been pretty much shut out. He batted .125. I think that pretty much adds up to 1 hit in this series. You can kind of see that. The Marlins just could not get any offense going up against Wheeler, going up against Aaron Nola. It's the problem with the 3-game series is that you're going to see the best of the best pitching in very short, very quick. You're going to be out in 2 games, and that's what we saw. Aaron Nola went 7-0 earned runs, only giving up 3 hits. Didn't strike out a ton, only 3, but he took care of business, guys. And there you have it. We had 4 games, 4 series coming to an end, and it's going to be exciting. This is where the real serious series start to happen. We're 5-game series next, then we move on to the 7. Baltimore versus Texas, Minnesota versus Houston, Arizona versus Dodgers, and Philly versus Braves. Let me know what you guys saw last night, what you guys are looking forward to. Like, these next 4 series are going to be even more exciting. Like, the wild card round, I think, was a little bit of a letdown. We're not going to see any game 3s, no do or dies. It was only do or dies for 1 team on each side, and they all died. So there you have it, guys. 2nd day in the wild card. We're going to have 2 days off, and then we will be back. I guess the review will be Sunday, but the games are back Saturday, so watch out for that. We'll see you there for that next video.